let's get to more of your questions. I know you must have them out there. Turn the light over there, and you can ask your question.
Andrew, what do you guys do differently with this?
The web shooters?
Yes.
They're mechanical. Peter makes these, he designs them himself with his scientific genius.
Very mechanical web shooter.
Yeah. So he spends like 3 years making them. So like the film skips 3 years, and he comes back, and he's done shooting. No, he figures it out through his connection with old school. Yeah, anyway, I won't tell you much more, but it's pretty awesome how they get made, and the design I think is pretty rad too. I love you too. I love you too.
Hi, what's your question?
Hi everybody. I was just wondering. Well, first off, am I digging the bangs?
Thanks.
Well, I was wondering why you made the slight changes to the Spidey costume, like the tennis shoe bottoms and the different arms and yeah. As you can tell, I'm kind of a costume freak.
No.
Well, I think part of that, I think we have to. We looked a little bit more at the ultimates in terms of how, in terms of body type and some of the suit ideas. There's also this idea of how does a kid make a suit? You know what I mean? It's natural when we use those kind of elements, and we want to create a body type. Andrew's an incredibly fit young man, but he's skinny. We wanted to use that sort of slide body type, and that the suits have emerged from that notion.
Because how great is it seeing a skinny guy beating the crap out of big guys?
Hi, what's your question?
Hi, my question is for Emma Stone. First off, just want to let you know I love you. You're my favorite actress. But my question is, how do you feel about being the new funny girl face in Hollywood? Easy A, you're hilarious.
Thank you. That's really nice. Hey man, to be honest with you, I've been trying to be as present as possible. So right now I'm sitting on stage at Comic-Con as part of Spider-Man, and it's kind of the most awesome thing in the world. So that's how I feel right now.
I was wondering either with Andrew or Emma, any trepidations at all about signing on to do this film? Because when you do take on a film of this scope, and this goes to Reese as well, when you take on a film of this scope, you do enter into a larger world. It's not just a movie. You become part of something much bigger than that. Any hesitation at all to sign on because of that?
Oh yeah, a bunch. Yeah, so much. I hesitated for a month. I was really scared of. I always wanted to play the role. That was never in question. The 4-year-old inside me was like, "No, you're doing this role, man. You have no question. It's my decision." And I was like, "All right, you seem tough and big and hard. I'm not gonna argue with you." But yeah, of course. I mean, I just like being an actor, and I don't. I was really scared of, big crowds, and I still am. But I couldn't say no. I couldn't say no to it ultimately.
Emma, how about you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an incredibly. This is wild. And I had come to Comic-Con before for Zombieland, but this is a different. Being backstage, getting ready to go on stage for Spider-Man is a totally different thing. But I think at the end of the day, when you're thinking about all those other elements or all those other things, and this has to do with anything in life, with a relationship you're afraid to get into, or with a job you're afraid to take, if you love what you're doing and it really means something to you, then all that fear and everything kind of has to be set aside, and you have to just commit to what you're making. And we were making this, and it was incredible, and it was impossible to say no to at the end of the day. So as scary as it is, it's worth it.
That's great. Hi, what's your question?
Hi, Andrew Garfield, you should have won Best Supporting Role for we watched it for the information Spider-Man. Anyway,
Thank you so much. That means so much. Thank you.
my question is for Webb. Did you on purpose make this film darker than the original ones from Sam Raimi?
No, spontaneous actors. And they go into something, they don't ever fake anything. They just go and it feels real, and that nervous quality is really matched. I remember we were sitting behind the monitor that day, and it was just like you knew something was working. You know what I mean? It felt really authentic, and again, part of the DNA of Spider-Man to me is this sort of teenager quality. It's something that Andrew really talked about, and Glenn really got to Emma. And Emma really talked about a lot, embracing it, and that I thought was a really fun one.
Reese, how do you go about bringing the humanity to the monster in a role like that when you're Kurt Connor's Andrew Garfield?
Well, yeah, hello. You never bring humanity to a monster. Monsters bring us humanity. Yeah. I think I answered the question, yeah? Yes, you did. Give us the response.
Hi, I'm Caroline. My question's for Andrew and Emma. I love you guys. And I was wondering if you felt you shared any personality traits or quirks with your characters.
We both just ate Hershey's Kisses. Literally just now, huh? What was your question?
Yes. I've always felt, I kind of said earlier, like Peter Parker has always been the one fictional character, along with everyone else with Holden Caulfield that I've related to as a kid growing up. And I wore my first Spider-Man suit when I was 2 at my first Halloween, and yeah, so I across the board in every generation of comics, every generation, it's always been something I've always felt close to personally.
Hi, what's your question?
My question's to Andrew. First off, I'm a huge fan, and you're going to be an excellent Spidey.
Oh, thanks.
I was wondering if you did any communicating with Tobey Maguire during filming to get advice or tips or anything?
Every night, he was like a hotline. He was like a suicide hotline. And, yeah, he didn't offer much. He was very honest with me. He was like, yeah, no, you're going through it. It's pretty rough, right? And sometimes tough love is the best kind of love. So he thinks, and it made me think it as well. No, I didn't speak to him during shooting. I spoke to him after, and but I did get an amazing message sent through Matt Tomac on the day that it was announced I would be taking on the mantle of this symbol that is greater than him or me. And he kind of gave me his blessing, which he didn't have to do, and it was, made me feel okay about jumping into it. And then I met him afterwards, and yeah, he's the best, right? He's the best. Yeah, Team Toby. I'm Team Toby personally.
Me too.
What's your question?
Hi, my question is for Andrew and Emma. I was wondering, do you feel like your roles in the film have changed you personally and professionally?
Well, I think any role you're a part of kind of changes me personally a little bit. I mean, I should just speak for myself. Changes me personally a bit. You're accessing different parts of yourself. What are you guys laughing at?
The boys to the left of you are playing over there.
Ignore it, please ignore it.
But yeah, so definitely, Gwen affected me, in many ways. Professionally, it's the last thing I did, so only time will tell.
I was overwhelmed by what I learned from actually stepping into it. Because in fantasy, you're like, oh, I get to be Spider-Man. That's all I ever wanted to be. And this is going to solve every problem in my life. I'm just going to be happy for the rest of my life now. That's great. And it's going to be really easy because I know what it is, and I'm pretty limber, and I stretch every day, so that's not going to be a problem. was a weight that I didn't quite understand until I stepped into the suit, the actual suit. Yeah, it was to be here with you guys now showing footage is scary. It's because I want to do it away. I want to be out there watching and judging it, and you know, it means a lot. And it was fun. It was incredibly fun, but it was also I felt the responsibility of it.
Your time just for a couple more questions.
Hey there.
Yeah, all right. Questions for Emma Stone. Now that you've worked with both of the stars of The Social Network, why haven't you accepted our friend request on Facebook?
Accepted. I'm just kidding, I don't have a Facebook. Don't believe what you hear. There is no Facebook for me. But if I did, I would accept you in a heartbeat.
Which question?
Hi, for Mr. Andrew Garfield, I wanted to ask, how would you compare working with filmmaking studios in London versus working with studios in Hollywood?
Wow, hey, question. What a question. Man, can I think about this for 5 minutes? You know, oh man, really?
You're in America. Just keep that in mind. You are here in America.
Wait, an answer just came to me. America, right? We're in America, right? And I think generally speaking, America is the best, right? Am I right? Yeah, America's the best. No, I don't know. I love making. I mean, I've only ever done British television things, so I've never actually. That's not true. It was a Canadian production I did with the Terry Gilliam film. But anyway, that's beside the point. Yeah, so I don't know. I've had really good times on every film I've done, and you know, the accents are different. And sometimes the food is better. Usually here. Yeah, American food. Yeah.
I mean, you're our last question, so make it a good one. No pressure.
All right. Quick question for Andrew, really quick. Can I have your name tag?
Yeah, that's, oh, she's getting told off. Oh no, it's fine, yeah, she can have the name tag, it's okay. I don't need it. Yes, of course.
Dude, don't give it away. Put it on
What's this
eBay.
name tag?
I promise I have a really good one.
You want this name tag?
That's the one.
Ask the question, if it's good, you'll get the name tag.
Okay. It's for Emma and Andrew. What was the journey for you guys like from when you heard about the movie to actually filming it? Like, was there any, what kind of preparation did you guys have?
Oh, don't boo. No booing. No booing, don't boo. Come on. What was the question?
How much time passed when you knew you had the role until you started?
It was, for me, it was about 4 months. I spent that time just freaking out, and seeing friends and kind of like saying goodbye to loved ones and writing my will and no, I had a really incredible 4 months of training. I did a lot of training with a fantastic guy called Armando Alarcon, who, if you ever see him, punch him in the face for me because he made my life a living hell. So there was that, and I did a lot of incredible like wire work and trampolining and a lot of sitting and thinking about what my life was about to become. For me, it was pretty terrifying. 4 months, and then we started filming, and it was just like being on any other film set. It was just the greatest experience ever.
Oh, his answer's so much better. Boy, I'm gonna let everybody down. Mine was, well, I would just like to say that the journey between finding out that I was going to play Gwen Stacy, I beat you at this one. Finding out I was going to play Gwen Stacy to when it was announced was 1 minute and 30 seconds. He had 30 minutes. I had 1 minute and 30 seconds. So that was pretty wild. And then the months that followed, I was finishing up a movie called The Help, and I was in Mississippi. I was in Mississippi, and so I kind of had to finish that and focus on that, and then I had about 3 weeks, and I was just kind of reading about Stacy's and learning about Spider-Man and learning about the Marvel Universe, and then we were there on set. Very, very big sound stages. And we shot the movie. See, I told you it was less exciting. And then I trained just so hard to look like Spider-Man.
Well, we can't wait to see the final product. Thank you so much for coming.